Monroe's closer to finishing phase 1 of the Kansas Lane Extension project. Kenya Ross joins us now with more on where things stand. Kenya?
Jennifer, city and state officials broke ground on phase 1 of the Kansas Lane Extension project. Back in March 2023, the city engineer told me the project is currently running about 140 days ahead of schedule.
We're moving towards substantial completion very soon. It runs from Highway 165 going southeast to Old Sterlington Road. Phase 2 is going to be the most southeasterly portion of the project that goes from Kansas Lane and Desird Street going northwesterly across Bayou Desird and ending in the Bon Air subdivision.
The city of Monroe is ahead of schedule by almost 5 months with the completion of phase 1 of the Kansas Lane Extension project. It consists of 3 phases. City engineer Morgan McAllister said they're simply waiting on the railroad crossing power.
The signalization to be added, the safety cross arms, and of course the signalization mast arms, the traffic signals on the Highway 165 side.
McAllister explained studies of traffic flow show this portion of the project to have a positive effect on commuters traveling in and out of Monroe.
People commuting for work, both in city and out of city. It's going to affect economic development tremendously. The name of this roadway, once it's done, is Airport Expressway. It's obviously going out in that area as our airport expands.
And phase 1 of this extension project costs roughly $18 million. They hope to wrap up this phase within the next couple of months.